people? Is that what I'm asking? That's what I'm asking.
Jew. I descend from the tribe of Judah.
You descended from the tribe of Judah. Can you prove that?
Yes, I can.
How can you prove it?
Because
We're waiting.
say it again?
We're waiting.
I don't descend from anywhere else. I know my lineage.
Is that because your parents told you?
My parents told me. Their parents told them. Their parents
Okay, let me ask you something. You can prove that you're a Jew by proving it in the Bible. Do you follow the Bible?
No.
You don't follow the Bible. You follow the Talmud?
What's the Talmud?
What's the Talmud?
Yeah.
Are you Ashkenazi or Khazar?
I'm an Ashkenazi.
You're Ashkenazi, okay. Now, real quick, give me Deuteronomy 28:68. Because see, we can prove that we're Jews according to the curses in the Bible. Also, I can prove that you are not the true Jew.
Okay.
And I can prove that in the Bible. Now, here's what's happened. You got Turkish people, Russian people, that established the Khazar and Ashkenazi Jewish faith. What happened was, there was the Muslim horde, and then there was the Christianity with the Crusades. These two people were at war. There was a certain group of people that watched the true Jews of the Bible and seen that faith right there is almost untouchable. We don't want to be Christian. We don't want to follow these Muslims. How can we survive? Those Turkish people, Russian people, they adopted Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians' true nationality, and to this day they have the whole world thinking that they are the true Jews. Because if you're the true Jew, why would you call yourself Jewish?
I don't call myself Jewish.
Okay, you just said Jewish, did you not?
No, I said I'm a Jew.
You're a Jew. Anybody in Israel right now, are you related to them?
Yes.
Is that your people?
Yes.
They call themselves Jewish.
Call themselves Jews.
They call themselves Jewish.
The Jew.
If you look at any kind of food that's kosher, it's Jewish.
Right.
If you look at y'all language, what's it called? It's called Hebrew, but they call it Jewish.
Right.
Your nationality, if you walk around right now, they're going to say, oh, are you Jewish? Yeah, we speak Hebrew. Lashawan Kadash. That's the holy tongue. We speak Hebrew. We teach it. Now, these things is proven. Now, what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to prove in the Bible that the curses fit the true Jews in the Bible. When I read this, I want you to tell me, does this fit the Jewish people that you come from, or does it fit the Jews that I come from? Let's not go by what you say or what I say. Let's go by what the Bible says right now, all right?
The New Testament, the Old Testament, that's a King James.
This is a King James Bible.
I don't follow the King James Bible.
You don't have to follow the King James Bible. You don't even follow the Bible.
Right.
Saying I don't follow the Bible.
I just asked you. I said, do you follow the Bible? Do you, like, what is your book that you go by? Do you go by the Torah? You said no.
I go by the
I said the Torah, you said no. Then I said, do you go by the Talmud? You said no.
Talmud and the Torah are very different things.
All I'm saying is, what do you follow? You sound very confused.
Follow
Right.
the Jewish faith.
You follow the Jewish faith.
Which is?
So where do you get your moral compass from? Like, where is your laws? In America, they go by the Constitution.
You know what Chassidut is?
No, I don't speak that Jewish stuff. That's your
You
stuff.
don't speak Jewish stuff.
I don't speak Jewish. It's Assyrian.
So
It's listen. Your tongue, your Jewish tongue is Assyrian. It's called Yiddish.
Right.
We don't speak that. We speak the original tongue. The earth calls it Paleo Hebrew, but it's called Lashawan Kadash, the holy tongue.
Right.
See that brother right there? He's a scholar. He's way better than me at Hebrew. He can speak it like this. It has nothing to do with the Jewish
My
tongue.
main question is, who am I?
I'm about to show you right now. Let's read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee.
Now, it said the Lord will bring you into Egypt again with ships. The first time were the Hebrews when they slaved for the Egyptians. So if he brings you again with ships, when did that happen to the Jewish man?
Say it again?
Okay, I'm gonna say it again. The script, I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna let the Bible come out. Go ahead.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spoke unto thee.
When did the Lord bring you into Egypt again with ships? Okay, so that doesn't fit your curses. Okay, I got you. But this is the book. This book right here. These first 5 books in this Bible is the Torah.
Right.
Yeah, and it's the Torah. It was translated by like 80 different scholars from the Hebrew tongue. So you can't say it doesn't fit you, because this is where it came from. It came from the original tongue.
Right.
So let's keep going.
Thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
Have the Jewish man ever been sold to his enemy as bondmen and bondwomen, which means slavery? Never. Y'all went under, the Jewish man went under oppression in Germany, but you went on trains, and you were never sold. You was just oppressed.
Right.
What Hitler did was evil. He did. But that doesn't fit this curse right here.
Right.
Keep going.
And no man shall buy you. Chapter 29. These are the words of the covenant which the Lord commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel in the land of Moab.
Give me Revelations 2:9. So, those people were to be sold into bondage, and they could never get out of it. They would not buy their way out. All right? That's one curse on top of all the curses in Deuteronomy 28. Now, none of those curses fit you. Your lineage comes from Khazar and Ashkenazi. How do I know that? Because it doesn't go back to the original people. Isaac, Jacob, Moses. You can't come from the 12 tribes if you don't come from those forefathers. Your forefathers were Russian, Turkish. Yeah, they were. If you look up, listen what I'm saying. See, I know what I'm talking about. That's how I knew you was either Khazar or Ashkenazi.
Right.
That was exactly, you don't know. But you fit that, those are your families. Look.
Explain to me how my people,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
My family comes from the former Soviet Union. Explain to me how.
Wait, what you just say?
From the former Soviet Union.
Your family comes from the former Soviet
And I can trace
Union.
5 generations back to the land of Israel.
Okay, now let me tell you something. We can trace back our people from 70 AD. On the run from the Romans, going to Africa, to the west part of Africa. Say what?
Where your grandparents from?
What do you mean where my grandparents from? They in America.
Where their grandparents from?
We don't know. That's part of our curse. You know where yours come from.
I know exactly where my family.
Now, this Bible said we will go to a land that we will never go back to our own land.
Right.
And if you black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, 9 times out of 10, you don't know where your great-grandparents came from. You don't even know where they're at. You can't even track them. You know why? Because we've been oppressed for over 400 years. When did that happen to the Jewish man? No. When did that happen to the Jewish man? You was known as Hebrews then, right? Let's say that was you. When did you, in this day and time, get put under oppression? The second time. In Egypt
Do I need
again.
to be oppressed to be a Jew?
Yeah, you got to be oppressed.
Really?
Because see, look, here's the thing. In order for the Most High to send Christ back, he's sending them for his people, correct? The Jews are his people, right? The Lord's people. Do you not know that either? Okay, he's the chosen people. You know it says that in the Bible,
Right.
right? Deuteronomy 7:6, but you don't listen to the King James. But anyway, my point is, he's coming for his chosen people, right? So if he's coming to save his chosen people, what is he coming to save them from? If you're rich and you have all the treasures, let's say in Nashville, if I'm rich and I own everything, I own the Titan Stadium, the Preds, the Pinnacle building, why would I need Christ to save me?
Right.
What do I need him to save me from?
Let me ask you this.
No, answer my question.
I don't need Christ to save me.
You wouldn't need Christ to save you, right? So my whole point is, you have to be oppressed. And even if you have millions of dollars like Oprah Winfrey and LeBron James, it don't still mean you're not a nigga in America.
Right.
You don't get the same treatment as a rich billionaire that you would get, millionaires you would get if you was LeBron James. You still get treated like a $40 million slave, a $40 million slave. Because there's white men that make billions of dollars. Are you? Look,
I tell you I'm not.
I'm gonna tell you this. Your nationality, we don't go by color. That's colorism. Your nationality, you just told me you Jewish. So I believe you when you say you.
American, my ethnicity.
I believe you when you say you're Jewish. You're a Jewish man in America. And to answer your question earlier, I'm a Jew in America.
Right.
Now, see, the Jews are at the bottom. When they're not at the bottom in Egypt, when they built up Egypt, were they at the bottom or they rich? They were at the bottom. Is the Jewish people at the bottom or are they rich as a people? They're at the top, right? Is blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians at the top or at the bottom? They're at the bottom. So Native Indians too. Yeah, Native Indians. I ain't talking about East Indians. So the correlation between the Hebrews of the first time they was in Egypt being slaves is the same as now. Did we not build America? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Did we build this country? Under slavery. When I say build, if you go into the concrete right now, hundreds of feet down, you're going to find black, Hispanics, and Native Indian bones that slaved to build this city right here.
What?
That's what I mean. I'm not talking about when the structures got built up. Don't worry, they're not going to harm you. They're not going to harm you, man. We just having a conversation. Now, you seen that big black man come up, he's like, oh, snap. Now, look, one thing you're going to see is disciplined men right here. These are the real Jews.
What?
This is how we condone ourselves. We follow the Ten Commandments. We follow every law. Let me finish. We follow every law of the Bible. Do you, as a Jewish man, follow every law? I answered your question. You, as a Jewish man, do you follow all the laws of the Bible? Why not?
Disconnect.
Do you not fear the Lord?
I feel the Lord every day.
If you fear the Lord, and you a Jewish man, and you the chosen people, why wouldn't you feel His wrath?
Where's your success?
Answer my question. Answer my question, man.
I'm asking you, where's your success?
Answer my question. I can sit here and say, where is shofar? Exactly. Because you don't know my language. Just like I don't know yours. I don't care to know yours. You see how you're deflecting from the conversation because I'm hitting you with truth?
What?
Now, I'm going to show you we are the true Jews of the Bible. Let me tell you what got you mad. What's your name?
Yoshua.
No, I'm not calling you that.
My name.
What's your name? I'm calling you H. I'll call you H.
It's not my name.
H, what's your name?
Yoshua.
Yahoshua? All right, I can barely even say it, but Yahoshua. I'm going to call you that. Yeah. Now listen to me. Mr. Jewish man is what I'm going to call you. Listen. The moment we stepped up and had a conversation, we was having a good dialogue, right? So then, listen to what you just said. You said you don't even believe in the Bible. See, listening is an art. You said you don't even believe in the Bible. But then you questioned me and asked me, did I go by all the laws? I asked you, did you go, wait a minute, let me finish talking. Then I said, do you go by all the laws of the Bible? You said not all of them. Why would you believe in a book that you don't believe in? Answer my question. At first you said you didn't believe in the Bible. I said I do and I follow all the laws. You don't follow all the laws. But to follow the laws, wait a minute. You would have to believe in the Bible, so you lied to me.
Right.
You lied to me, Jewish man. And no, we're not the same because we're not built on lies. The Jewish faith is built on lies. That's why we out here. See, you got the whole earth. We're the Jews of the Bible. You got the whole earth fooled thinking that you truly a Jewish man, but you're not. Your name alone proves that you want to be us, but you're not.
That's right.
You're an Ish. You're an Ish. I wouldn't dare say myself as a Jew. Ish, man. I'm a Jew. You even said that you one of the 12 tribes of Israel, that you Judah, but you cannot even connect your lineage based on the Bible. See, one thing I'm glad of, I might not know who my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather is, and you do. That's a beautiful thing. But you know what I know is? I know who my forefathers are.
Right.
Moses, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and my king, Christ. He's not your king. That's why your people stole our faith, stole our nationality, because y'all knew if y'all was to take our nationality, you could use it, get the riches of the world, and make everybody think that y'all so innocent and so smart and so brave. But you know what? Even the white man in America today can't stand you because he know who you are.
Right.
Now, see, my job, I'm saying not you, but your people. When I say you, I'm talking about your people. Your people, are the biggest liars
Right.
on the planet. They devils. See, you connected to Amalek in the Bible.
Right.
Amalek is you connected to Amalek. You should look it up. You have no idea. You have no idea. Which goes all the way back to Edom. Which goes all the way back to Esau. You're a descendant of them. And your people are liars.
Right.
That's why we got to come out here and teach our people the truth.
Right.
Teach them that they're not black, they're not African American, they're not colored. We having a dialogue, but you won't answer the question.
You're not talking to me. You're yelling at
I just asked you, why would you sit there and say that you believe the Bible, but then you want to ask me if I obey the laws, and you say you obey some of them? That was the point. Now, I'm just hit you with this one more scripture right here. This is 2:9. Now, this scripture right here is going to prove to everybody that didn't even know it was even in the Bible, even Christians, that the so-called Jewish man, and you call yourself a Jew, right? And everybody else calls you a Jew, right? And then they look at my brothers with the afros and the braids and how gangster we look.
Right.
And then we just look like the typical nigga that's coming in your house and shoot it up. Because when my brother walked up, hold up, when my brother walked up, you act like he blocked the sun or something. Like it was an eclipse. You did, man. I seen the fear of God in your eyes. It's okay, because when you see us, you should see Christ. You should see the fear of God. Now, you saying we got a made-up identity, and you call yourself Jewish, and you said yourself you come from the Russian lineage, the Soviet Union lineage. You the fake, not us. Let me get this
You're
scripture.
not even listening to me.
Go ahead, speak.
Jews, my people, come from the land of Israel, right?
Mhm.
Spanish Inquisition, fall in the Second Temple. Where do they go?
Mhm.
Into Rome. Through Rome, they
You
go
said
to
Spanish Inquisition?
I'm telling you, Spanish Inquisition. First they get into Rome,
Yeah.
right? Then they get into
Where they come from?
land of Israel.
You said, wait. You said they come from the Soviet Union, right?
My parents,
Your parents do. So your lineage come from the Soviet Union.
my lineage goes through the Soviet Union.
Yep. So then they was involved with the Spanish Inquisition.
Not with my family, no. But
Let me ask you something. Why is it that your identity as a Jewish man didn't happen until what, 1980 something? And it got, oh wait, I'm telling you history that you don't know. It got okayed by America. America identified y'all as Jewish in 80 something, 79, 80. When y'all went to war with the Palestinians and y'all held them off. You don't even know your own history. I can see it in your eyes. I'm teaching you your own history. Ain't that something? I'm teaching the Jewish man this history. Give me a hand. I'm teaching this Jewish man his own history. So listen. So after that, America recognized y'all as the Jewish people. So now you get this, because we niggas, and at that time we had crack in our neighborhoods and we was trying to survive.
right.
You ever heard of the Reagan? Hold on. You ever heard of the Reagan Contra affair, where they took crack cocaine in South America, tested it on these villages, seen that it would tear them down. Oh, we got a way to get these niggas and Hispanics, and they brought it to America, sent it through all the neighborhoods, tore down all our families, all our neighborhoods and communities, and to this day, crack is still on the street. That's what happened to us in the 80s. That's why we couldn't rise up. But you know what's happening now? Now we rising up. Look at all these brothers out here. They come from different parts. Oh, don't leave. You running? Hang in there for a second. I'm gonna let you go. All these brothers come from different parts of this America, right? We down here in Nashville. I'm sitting here teaching you this Jewish man to think he know who he is, but you really don't. But you're about to find out who we really are. And with this scripture right here, it's going to totally annihilate anything that you have ever said. Because if I was you, I would throw this Bible away if I was you.
Before you read the scripture,
Mhm.
let me ask you this. What does the Star of David mean? The I wear, the you wear, the you wear?
Now, let me tell you the difference. I'm going to break it all the way down for you. Keep that for me, though. The Star of David, a star is a ball of gas in the sky. It's like a sphere, it's
In the
circle.
beat, shields of David.
I feel you. Can you just let me answer? You see how you can't handle decorum? I know, but when you want to speak, I'm quiet. It's called decorum, discipline. So listen, that star.
For most of this conversation, Travis.
Did you just not ask me a question? Like you're showing what kind of person you are. This is your people right here. I'm gonna be quiet when you speak. You ask me a question, and I'm gonna answer it. So that Star of David is what you call it. It's called the Shield of David.
Right.
Now, you can call it that. We call it the Dawadah. That's the last one Kadash. Yeah, I know. It means nothing to you like your language means nothing to me.
Right.
So you ask me the question, you should be quiet and let me answer. So the Dawadah is what we call it, the Shield of David. This is just, it's a signet. Like a king would take his ring and put it in wax and put it on a letter. That's the same as this is. This represents who our king is. David. I just said it, King David.
That's a rumor.
Where does he come from?
13th century.
I got you. So then you're Spanish.
Sounds Spanish.
You have to be if that's what you believe. So listen, I'm not gonna get into that, man. You're very confused. First you're telling me you're Russian, then you got the Star of David from the Spanish. You're confused. Let's keep going. I'm gonna get this so these brothers can speak. Come on. Revelations 2:9. Come on, I need that. Let's get it.
Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation.
I know thy works and tribulations. Now that's talking to us, the poor. Read.
And poverty. But thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews.
Which what?
Which say they are Jews.
What do you call yourself? Which what?
Which say they are Jews.
Which what?
Which say they are Jews. And are not.
And are what?
And are not.
And are what?
And are not.
The Bible just said you're not a Jew.
Right.
Go to Revelations 3 and 9. The Bible said that. Hey, if I was you, Jewish man, I would burn that Bible. I would, if I was you, I would totally not go by that Bible because it totally cuts you. We're not in Israel because I just read it to you. We got sent, we were sent to a land that we could never return from and then put into slavery and sold, and we couldn't buy our way out. That's how you know that we're the true Jews.
Right.
What do you mean? We've been Jews the whole time. You haven't. You've been Russian and everything else. Let me read this real quick. This one circle. Go ahead.
Chapter 3, verse 9. Behold, I will make them a synagogue. Synagogue of Satan.
Is that where you worship?
I don't know what to say.
Do you worship in the synagogue is the question. Yeah. Yes or no? Is a synagogue where you go? Okay, this is valid so we can understand what the Bible is saying right here. Start from the beginning, call everything out.
Revelation chapter 3, verse 9. Behold, I will make them a synagogue of Satan.
A what?
A synagogue of Satan.
A what?
A synagogue of Satan.
A synagogue of Satan. The Bible said that. You said you worship in the synagogue. This Bible just said I will make them a synagogue of Satan. Read.
Which say they are Jews.
Which what?
Which say they are Jews.
Which what?
Which say they are Jews.
We don't worship in synagogues. The people don't know blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians is Jews. You yourself even corrected me and said, I'm not Jewish, I'm a Jew. You can't leave. This is a figure 4 leg lock. You can't get out of this. Read.
And are not.
And on what?
And are not. But do lie.
But what?
But do lie.
But do what?
But do lie.
You've been lying to me the whole time, Jewish man.
Right.
Is this Bible not totally describing what you are?
Right.
Oh, come on, don't give me this. Just say yeah. Hey, just, I got you. I got you. The only
How many
thing,
is there of you?
how many is what?
Israelites. How many Hebrew?
Why does it matter?
I'm asking you.
It's every day we having babies, so we can't count.
Right.
Every day we
That's
having
right.
babies, so we can't count. Get a load of hand.
That's right.
For all the destruction and rape and robbery and murder. Do you know in the transatlantic slave trade, the Jewish man had insurance, he sold insurance on all those boats? Did you know that? Yeah, he don't give a damn, do he? Anytime I bring some real historical facts, I don't even go to the Bible. You like, who cares? You know why? Because the Lord knew that you would say you don't care.
Right.
And he cared about his people. That's why he said you worship in the synagogue of Satan.
Right.
And you full of lies.
Right.
You a goddamn devil.
That's right.
I'm done, sir.
Now, let me ask you this, man. You familiar with black people slavery, right? Who was responsible for that? England. So did Jewish people have anything to do with that slave trade? You know. I think you educated to know that the Jewish man was primarily responsible for the slave trade.
Right.
No, it was not a few. No, it was not a few. You insured the ships.
Right.
Your people insured the ships. Didn't you claim to be Jewish? Didn't you claim to be Jewish? You claim to be Jewish. You're Jewish. You're Jewish, right? You're Jewish. The Jewish people insured the slave ships, man. You understand? You understand? Give me Jeremiah 14:2. I want to ask you something. Because obviously we two different races of people, but we both claiming to be Jews. Don't the word Jew come from the word Judah? Earlier you said that you was from the tribe of Judah, right? So now, if I'm claiming to be a Jew, I'm from the tribe of Judah.
Right.
You claiming to be a Jew from the tribe of Judah. Shouldn't we go to the records of the Jews
Right.
to see who's the real and who's the fake?
Right.
Shouldn't we do that? Couldn't we agree to do that? Okay. Let's get it. Jeremiah 14:2.
Jeremiah chapter 14, verse 2. Judah mourneth.
Judah mourneth. You know what the word mourneth means? It means they sad, depressed, oppressed.
Right.
You don't look sad and oppressed and depressed.
Right.
Of course. All you got to do is go down the street to Lafayette and you'll see out south, JCUC, the projects full of mourning.
Right.
You understand? It's full of Jews. We finna read this and find out. Hold on. We reading a description of who?
Judah.
Judah mourneth. We finna see who the real Jews are. First of all, it says that Judah is in mourning. You understand? Your people, the Jewish people, are not in mourning, are they?
Right.
You are. So what? So do you not have your own country to go to?
Right.
Tell me what's next.
Do you not have your own country to go to?
Right.
But do you have your own country to go to?
Right.
So you do. Do I? No, I don't. We were brought here by your people.
Right.
Do you have your own language? Was your language ever stripped from you? When?
I want to say.
When was your language stripped from you?
When the Jews were in exile, 70 AD.
And what language do they speak now?
The language is Hebrew.
I thought you just said it was took from you. Wasn't your original language Hebrew?
What happened in the 1960s?
Wasn't your original language Hebrew and it was taken from you, but you still speak Hebrew? That don't make sense. Let me explain something to you. Black people speak English because our language was taken from us.
Right.
Matter of fact, it was Hebrew.
Right.
Yes, it was. The Lashawan Quadash, the language with no vowels.
Right.
You understand? So you have your own country to go to. You have your own language. You have your own culture. Black people don't have no culture. Black people don't have no language. Black people don't have a land to go to. That sounds more like mourning than your people. Read on.
Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish.
And the gates thereof language. What is a gate used for? Protection. We don't have anybody to protect us. We don't have any leadership. Your people have a whole military though. You understand? Your people have a whole military. Where's the nigger military?
Right.
Where's the military for Mexicans?
Right.
For Venezuela?
Right.
For El Salvador? For Puerto Rico? For Dominican Republic? Where's the military for that? Where's their gates? Where's their protection? They don't have it. But you do. It's not looking good for you. This ain't describing you. Go ahead.
They are black unto
They are what?
They are black.
They are white.
They are black.
They are Middle Eastern.
They are black.
They are Asian.
They are black.
The Bible said, the record of the Jews said that they are black, man. You understand? That's the real identity of the Jews. You, sir, are an imposter. That's all you'll ever be. That's all you've ever been, a culture vulture. You think that you're something better than the average American white man. You're the same. You understand? You take people's identity and then you make sure that you be them.
Right.
But guess what? We taking our identity back. You understand? That's what you looking at. That's what you looking at.
Damn right. Get those brother powerful prophets a hand, man. Get them powerful prophets a hand, man. Let me get this. Let me get